Hey, Russell Hotels going live just for a couple minutes. You guys know how I do it. Today is what? Hump day. So today is Wednesday, October 22nd. It's about 1:44. I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. And the times vary, okay? It's not like the other show that I do that has an, uh, a time and a date, a specific time and a date. This one has, well, like I said, it has specific days, but it doesn't have a specific time. So anyway, but I'm going to do it, right? So it doesn't matter when it is, I'm going to do it. So anyway, hope you guys are doing well on this Wednesday. Got a lot to talk about, I got a long way to go and a short time to get there. But anyway, hey, I'm live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, live on, it says Facebook, but I don't, yeah, I think I am live on Facebook. But the comments, okay, feel free to make comments. I've been putting these comments on. You can do a little chat or whatever. You want to say hey, you want to say whatever, and I'll make sure I put the comments on the screen so in real time. Then that way, because that was one of the issues I was having. I wasn't able to do LinkedIn in real time, right? So I mean, you can make comments, but it wasn't in real time. So now you can make them in real time, and I can put them on the screen. Well, at least we can try and see if we can put them on the screen. So, but anyway, so these daily check-ins don't have to be that long. Sometimes I'll draw it out just because I want someone to talk to. I'm lonely, but that was a joke. Okay, so anyway, let's just get into it. I will never do, just so you know, this is a disclaimer. I will never do a daily check-in or on air with Russell of Hotels without displaying a hotel. Now, I had been displaying for the last couple of weeks. Let's see, the hotel that I stayed in, the Strat, where I stayed in Vegas when I was attending IMEX, and then of course last week I was at Small and Boutique Meetings, which is a North Star event. That was in Knoxville, Tennessee. And I was showing off the Marriott Knoxville downtown, as well as the Tennessean Hotel, which is a dual property for them there in Tennessee, downtown Knoxville, Tennessee. But today I'm getting back to, where I was maybe several weeks ago. And I didn't show enough of this particular hotel. And it's called what is it called? The Ambrose in Santa Monica. Okay, hold on one second. Okay, there we go. Oh, you can't really see it. You'll see the rest in a minute. But that's kind of the entrance way. You can't really see it. You can see the greenery, right? The foliage, and that's basically all it is. I mean, it's you walk off the street and you walk right into this foliage, this garden area, this seating area, and it's pretty nice, right? It's a boutique hotel, 77 rooms. So you can see right under where it says Ambrose Hotel Santa Monica. It says, you see right here, down here, boom, 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 77 room boutique hotel. Very nice hotel, small, but that's fine, right? It's a boutique hotel, right? Most boutique hotels are small. They're under 100 rooms, right? So there you go. But very nice. I didn't know it was even there until a friend of mine started working there as a director of sales. And I'm like, I don't even know where that hotel is. How can you be Russell of Hotels and not know where the hotel is? I never heard of it. Well, because what is it all about? See, contrary to popular belief, everyone thinks everyone knows their hotel. No, they don't, right? And if I don't know it, not saying I'm the end all be all for everyone that knows hotels, but I know a lot of hotels, and especially one that kind of in my backyard, if you will. I'm not too far from Santa Monica, but was not familiar. Then I drive by the hotel and I'm like, I've driven by this hotel 100 times. I didn't even know it was a hotel. There's not, signage on the building and all that stuff. Maybe it's like one sign in the entrance, but it's not signage all over the building that you would know that it was a hotel, right? So no, I did not know. So like I said, that's why it's always important to take advantage of elevating your brand, whatever that means. If that's social media, whatever that means, you need to take advantage of it because everyone does not know your brand exists. At the very minimum on LinkedIn, we're live on LinkedIn, right? Make sure your business, your hotel has a LinkedIn page. I mean, it's funny how a lot of them don't have that. And that's all about creating that brand awareness. It's elevating your brand, creating that awareness so people know that it actually does exist. It's there, right? So, and then not to mention all the postings you should do on social media. If that's IG, depending on your, the clientele that you're reaching. It can be IG, it can be Facebook, it can be YouTube, whatever the heck it is, LinkedIn, whatever, X, whatever it is. Make sure you're doing something because everyone does not know your hotel exists. Prime example is this hotel here, the Ambrose Hotel. Did not know it existed, and I just told the story. So anyway, I don't need to keep going back over it. Don't beat a dead horse. Let's see. Let me see. If I turn on the comments here, would I be able to see them over here? Let's see if I'll be able to see the comments. Chat. Okay, well, just if you're making comments, just make comments, and I'll make sure I see them. So anyway, once again, so I'm going to show some of the photos of the Ambrose in Santa Monica, 77 room boutique hotel. This is kind of what they call the library, which is, it's like I said, it's small. It's not an overly large hotel, and it's not even the lobby. It doesn't have your traditional type lobby. It has a front desk or check-in area. Then it has kind of this living room or library area. This is just part of it. As you can see, there's some books there, but on the other wall, there's more books on that side. So then they have a boardroom that seats about 16 people. I mean, perfect for those small board meetings. We just want to get out of the office, right? We want to get out of the office. We want to do lunch and we want to, crunch some numbers or whatever the heck you want to do. But it's ideal for that. So they only have one meeting space, and this is it. This is the meeting space that they have. So I thought it was very nice, very nice. And this is kind of their, I guess, bar coffee area. So in the morning, the breakfast is included in the rate, I believe. Yeah, it is. And this is where you get your breakfast, your coffee, your tea, all those kind of things. And then in the evening, it's open up for wine and beer, and I think hors d'oeuvres or appetizers, things like that. So it's kind of, like I said, is it charming? Is that a good word? Charming. It's a charming hotel. Very charming. Very charming. And like I said, it's right in the residential area. You would not even know it was even there unless you knew that it was there. And it's right around the corner. If anyone knows Santa Monica, kind of there's a couple of the hospital, Santa Monica Hospital, or a medical center is right around the corner from there. So, and there's a lot of, companies that are based in Santa Monica, like entertainment companies, internet companies, things like that. So there's a lot of industry in that area as well. So I would think the hotel, it should do well. It should do well, right? So this is a front desk or check-in area, kind of non-traditional, just the desk there, and people come in and check in and send you on your way. That's it. And then right here, this is a view from the room that I was in. So that's Santa Monica. I mean, you can't get more Southern California than that, right? You see the palm trees in the distance. Now, this is not on the beach area side. It's not on the Strand. It's not on Ocean Boulevard, which some people know Santa Monica as, Ocean Boulevard. And then the Strand is right there. The beach is across the street, as well as the, what do you call it? Where the Ferris wheel and all that stuff is. What is that called? Why can't I think of what it's called? Anyway, you know what I mean. So it's not in that area. So maybe it's a mile or two from there, but it's off the beaten path, which I think makes it a lot more charming because you don't have to compete with all the other stuff that's over there at that time. So you can come here and just relax. You don't have to worry about what's going on over there on Ocean Boulevard, the pier. That's what I'm trying to say, the pier, where the Ferris wheel is. It's not right. It's not in that area. It's not in that same area. It's maybe a mile from there. So, which is, I think that's pretty. And then you got a chance to see the guest rooms, right? So my mic, I don't think is working. It doesn't, for whatever reason, doesn't work when I click on those two things. So that's why I wasn't saying anything. So you weren't missing anything I was saying. Okay, just so you know. But real quick, my topic for the day is, okay, so a lot of people, a lot of meeting planners from around the world, as well as people with DMCs or CVBs and DMOs, destination marketing organizations, Convention and Visitors Bureau, um, destination management companies, which can provide transportation and a lot of things that you don't know exist at certain destinations. So that's where those companies. So those are all represented at IMEX, right? So a lot of us go to IMEX from around the world, and we meet people. We're hosted by various hotel companies or various other hospitality related companies, and it's it's a bit much, right? I mean, it's a lot going on, right? And a lot of people, they refuse to go because it's just a lot going on. Like, I don't even know where I get my appointments, how I do this, how I do that. There's so many people. Well, I just found out that normally it's about 15,000 people to go to this event. Well, they broke records. It's like over 17,000 people that attended IMEX 2 weeks ago, right? So I went to IMEX in Vegas, and then the next week I went to Knoxville, Tennessee, right? So I've been busy, and man, you talking about someone tired. So, but I'm still here, right? I'm still got to do what I have to do. But people ask, like, why do you go to that show, right? Why would you go? Why do you go? Why did you go? Why you plan to go? Why is it on your calendar every year? It's already on my calendar for next year. Okay, I'm gone. I'm going. Only thing I'm trying to decide is, should I go to the one in Germany too? Okay, I don't know. We're on the fence with that one, but more than likely I won't be going. But we'll see. We'll see what comes up regarding that. So why I attended IMEX? Okay, so I have a couple different things here. So let me just get to them. And like I said, I'm trying out this brand new platform, Restream. So I'm getting used to it. As you can see, I'm getting a little bit more comfortable with it. I know what's going on now. As long as the camera works, I think I'm good. Okay, so let's jump into why I attended IMEX. Boom. Number one, to build connections that matter. Connections that matter. What does that mean? IMEX brings together the best of the best in hospitality: hotels, CVBs, DMOs, and meeting professionals from around the world. It's where meaningful connections are made, conversations turn into partnerships, and visibility turns into opportunity. So, yeah, so the more visible we are, now, if you go and don't do anything and don't have any appointments, then of course, maybe you wasted your time, right? I guess it depends on why you actually were going. I went there to make connections, okay? I want there to make connections. I want people to know who I am and what I have to offer for them. If that's in the way of some of the meetings that I do, or if that's creating visibility for hotels, those are things that I want to let them know. That's what I do, right? And I was able to do a couple lives on the floor and bring people over and just have conversation with them, like, why are you here? Why did you come? Where did you, what company do you have, or who do you work for? All those kind of things. So we were able to grab a couple people and just kind of impromptu conversations, because it's all about the conversation that elevates brands, right? It's not about, it has to be polished and has to be perfect. No, that's not what resonates with people. What resonates with people is authenticity, people that are authentic, right? So you don't have to be perfect. I'm not sitting here with yesterday I had a jacket on, a blazer. Well, today I got a darn hoodie on, okay? So not that I planned to do it this way. It's just that that's where I was, right? I was in this hoodie mood, or hoodie mode, okay? So I was like, you know what? I can either go upstairs and change, or I can just do it. I'm already set up. Let's just go ahead and do it, right? So yeah, so I'm rocking the hoodie right now, but it does not take away from the message that you're trying to put out there, right? You don't have to be, and I'm saying this to say, I'm saying that to say this. I get so many people that say, like, I'll ask them, like, hey, let's do a quick live or whatever. Let's, talk about who you are, what you do, and how you can help people, right? It's on my page. So, you know what? I'm here to help them, right? And, oh no, my hair doesn't look right, or I don't have the right clothes on, and this and that. I'm like, but you just came from work, right? Well, you had the right clothes on to go to work, but you don't have the right clothes on, or your hair is not right to get on this live just real quick 15, 10 minutes or so. I mean, those are things that get me, people are afraid to show them who they are. Okay. I don't know if they think people are going to talk about them. I don't even know how that works, but that's the least of my issues of like wondering what are people going to say? No, they're going to say, oh, that's Russell of hotels. He does this, and that. They're not going to say, oh, he got a hoodie on today. What does it say? No one's going to worry about that. They're going to listen to the content of what you're talking about, right? That's what they want. So don't get caught up or get hung up on, I don't look right, or my hair this, my hair that. I don't even have any hair. Okay. So let's don't even get into that. Okay. So you get an opportunity, make sure you take advantage of the opportunity. Okay. That's all I want to say. So anyway, number one was to build connections that matter. IMEX brings together the best of the best in hospitality: hotels, CVVs, DMOs, DMCs, and meeting professionals from around the world. It's where meaningful connections are made, conversations turn into partnerships, and visibility turns into opportunity. I don't know how many times I've gone to IMEX and I end up at least getting somebody that wants to be on the show. And today, I mean, last week's show was no different. I have probably a list of people that say, hey, I know you do your show. Can I send you an email so I can get on your agenda or whatever, so we can have a conversation prior to the show? I'm like, yeah, that's fine. Let's do it. So yeah, so I'm always getting that kind of stuff. And not that I'm there for that, but I welcome that, right? If someone wants to come on the show and talk, oh, heck yeah, let's do it. Let's do it. Number two, to elevate brand awareness. Boom. I just talked about that, right? And it just came up. Who knew? IMEX is the perfect platform to showcase what Russell of Hotels represents. Okay, of course I'm gonna personalize it, right? Hotel site selection, hospitality media, and brand visibility. It's about connecting face to face, sharing your story, and showing how you can help others elevate theirs. That's what it's all about. It's all about brand elevation, right? So although I met new people, but then you see people that you've known for years that are there. And they need the same things as well, right? Just because they've been around for a long time does not mean they are creating visibility or elevating their brand. It doesn't mean that, right? My job is to, like I said, give the opportunity to people to do it. Okay. If you want to come on and do it, I mean, I'm here for that. And a lot of people know that's what I do. They don't look at it as elevating the brand. They look at it as, oh, it's, he has a podcast, right? Well, if you really look into it, you have a podcast, but what is a podcast there for? What is the purpose of a podcast? People don't look at it as, elevating the brand. Yeah, it's elevating the brand through conversation. You're having a conversation with someone or to an audience. Sometimes they ask questions or whatever. All that is in line with elevating your brand, right? But people don't look at it like that. They just look at it as like, everybody's doing a podcast and this and that. Well, yeah, maybe there's a lot of people that are doing the podcast. I'll say there's probably about 3.5 million podcasts that are out there. But let me tell you this, only a small percentage are active. Did you know the average length of a podcast goes 6 episodes? That's it. Six. Anyway, so I've done 316. So there you go. So just continuously do it, and you get an opportunity to go on someone's podcast. Make sure you do it. Okay. Don't even hesitate. Just say, yes, I'm going to do it. Number 3, to stay ahead of industry trends. From sustainability to AI, IMEX is where the latest trends shaping meetings and hospitality come to life. Staying informed keeps me and the brands I work with ahead of the curve and ready for what's next. Okay. I happen to be walking the floor, right? And I see this one booth or whatever. They have robots, right? I mean, they have little robots, kind of, maybe about 3.5 feet tall or whatever. So, and they're having conversations with people or whatever. The Wi-Fi was kind of shoddy in there, they said. So you couldn't really get the maximum of what these robots were capable of doing, right? But I asked them, I said, what do you use the robots for? Because they're trying to get in the hotels, right? Now, I've seen hotels that have maybe that little makeshift robot that it can also, deliver things or whatever, can pull carts or whatever. But this was more of a lifelike um, robot, right? So which would shake your hand and have conversation, right? And they said they use them for, frequently asked questions. Like say someone checks in, maybe you have this large group and there's a lot of questions, like where are the elevators, where's the restaurants, all those kind of things. Well, this AI generated robot or whatever would be able to answer those questions. FAQs, frequently asked questions. It will be able to do that. And they said they can also train them or program them to check people in. Like say if you had, you got this whole line of people, they can check people in as well. So I'm like, I thought that was kind of cool. But, for whatever reason, hotels are slow to adapt to those things, right? Because I asked the guy who owns this company, I said, are you in a lot of hotels? And he said, no, they're not. And they're trying to get into hotels. But I said, well, what do you think the main thing is? He said, well, people are slow to adapt, right? We know this whole AI thing, and they think it's going to take people's jobs. Well, I think that's where it was leading the conversation. But I already knew that hotel people are slow to adapt to any type of technology. Let's just say this. And I'm going off on a tangent right now. The virtual check-in, you can put the app on your phone and you can check in to your room. You should be able to check in to your room and use your phone as your key, right? Instead of going to the front desk and getting a key card, you can use your phone to unlock it, right? So I've done that before, but this thing was available long before COVID hit. COVID, everything, shut down. And then after COVID, now everybody doesn't want to be around anyone. So they want to start using the app. Well, the app has been around before COVID even hit. It's just that hotels were not pushing it. And I look at it today, they're not pushing it now. So, I mean, those are the things that can enhance service, and people are expecting to have, enhanced service. Because back in the day, I don't know if you guys remember this, but back in my day, people would go to hotels and get ideas of what they wanted at their homes. Okay. I remember before I got because on my front door, I have an electronic thing where I can program it to unlock my door, right, from my phone, right? So the same thing that the hotels have, I have at home now. And remember back in the day when hotels would have all the different channels on their TV and everything. Well, when you saw that in the hotel, you went home. It's like, I want the same thing. I want all the channels that they have, in the hotel. Well, that stuff is over now, right? Meaning hotels are behind the curve. Hotels are behind where homeowners are now. I mean, I already have I can I can't even speak. I can open up my garage from anywhere around the world. I can unlock my front door from anywhere around the world. I can turn on lights, turn off lights. I can turn on the AC all from my phone, right? Now, it doesn't matter where I am, I can do that. See, those are things that we used to go as consumers, go to hotels and get ideas of what to bring from home. Well, we're already doing that. So hotels need to catch up to where we are, basically, because hotels they used to set the curve. I don't know if you guys remember that, but they used to set the trend came from hotels. And then we as homeowners, we would bring that home like, oh, I want this, I want that. Well, now we don't do that anymore. So we should be doing that. And like I said, it didn't come as a surprise when he told me that hotels are slow to adapt to the AI as well as the robots that they had, right? And the guy told me, he said, they're going to come out with a robot because these robots are like 3.5 feet tall, right? They're going to come up with one or several that are like 6'3", because they're going to use them for security, right? To intimidate people. I thought that was funny. Okay. So I'm like thinking, you go to a club or whatever, and there's like this 6'3" bouncer robot, right? That's intimidating people, right? Like, oh my God, what is that robot gonna do? You know what I mean? So yeah, so that was good. So some technology was there. I was able to see some of the things that they were using as well. So once again, stay ahead of the industry trends. I said all that to say basically stay ahead of industry trends. Okay. Number 4, we're almost done here. This does not have to be that long. Almost done. To attend receptions, dinners, and after show events. So I wasn't hosted, right? So I was not hosted, meaning I went on my own, got my own hotel. I drove myself there because Vegas is only like 3.5 hours from where I live. So that's fine. I drove my own car, had my own vehicle, didn't have to worry about that. But you still get invited to dinners and receptions. And those dinners and receptions are a way of meeting people, letting people know who you are, what you do, and how you can help them. So that's a good thing. And even if you weren't initially invited prior to going, someone's always going to invite you, or somebody, maybe a colleague, like, hey, I'm going to this reception that Hilton or Visit Dallas is having. You should come along. And we just go along, right? And you meet people because we all have the same, not the same business, but we all have business, right? But we have to, you want to make sure that you go and meet the right people, the people that can make, the decisions, or people within a CVB or a DMO that maybe you don't know. So it's all about meeting people that you don't know, because you never know when you're going to need them. I never know when my client's going to want to go to that destination. So it's to my advantage and the client's advantage that I go and check out as many things that I can check out and meet as many people as I can. So once again, number 4 is to attend receptions, dinners, and after show events. Whether hosted or not, the receptions, dinners, and networking events hosted by DMOs, hotel brands, and destinations offer some of the best opportunities to deepen relationships, discover new properties, and get a true feel for how each brand shows up. There's always something valuable to take away from these experiences. Boom, there you go. And then the last one, to gain perspective and inspiration. Every IMEX experience leaves me inspired, from reconnecting with industry peers to meeting new partners. There's always a renewed sense of purpose that reminds me of why I love this industry and why I do what I do. So, you always get inspired by something, even by the people that I even know, right? People that I know, maybe I haven't seen them in a while and they're doing something new. Maybe, they started at a new destination. Maybe they're a CVB person and they started a new destination, right? And just to see the energy that they have, the energy is infectious, right? So, and you want to be part of all that. So that's some of the reasons why I go to IMEX, right? Attending IMEX isn't just about meetings, it's about connection, creativity, and collaboration. Because I don't know, who I'm gonna need in the future. When a client calls me and says, hey, I need to be here, well, maybe I've met those people already. And shout out to the people that have responded or followed up with emails, people that I met at IMEX. They're sending out emails now, and they're following up, basically saying, hey, nice meeting you. If you ever need anything, here's the information I said I was going to send you. Because no one wants hard copies anymore. Everybody wants digital files or digital copies of whatever. So if your hotel is digital, yeah, email me and I can look at it at my own leisure, right? I don't have to schlep or carry anything in my bags, or God forbid I throw something away that I needed, right? But no, just email those things. I don't know why we're still printing things out. Everybody's talking about sustainability. Hotels, oh, we're sustainable. But yeah, you are. But you're giving me all this crap that you don't want, right? No, if you're sustainable, that means you're sending out digital copies of your hotel, your portfolio, your hotel portfolio, your sales kits, and all that stuff. All that stuff is digital. That's what you want, right? So if we're preaching sustainability and we're a hotel or a DMO, make sure you're practicing that. If you're saying it, make sure you're practicing it. Don't give me something to take home. No, just email it to me. Then, like I said, once I look at it, I can delete it and keep it moving, right? So, or I can file it and it doesn't take up any space. So there you go. So there you go. So it isn't about attending IMEX or any meeting. Is not just about the connection. It's not about meetings. It's about connection, creativity, and collaboration. And that's exactly what the hospitality industry is built on. Boom. There you go. So that's it. I don't see any comments. I appreciate you guys just joining and listening to me. That's okay. But once again, we were live on LinkedIn, live on YouTube, live on Facebook. So yeah, so I do this daily check-in Monday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday. Today is Wednesday, so happy Wednesday to everybody. I'll be back tomorrow, so don't worry about it. I'll be back tomorrow to do it again. So until then, you guys have a great day, great night, stay safe, and that's it. So, you guys, I guess that's it. No, do I have anything else to say? No, that's it.